There's 2 kids I'm trying to recruit. Now, are you hungry or you just want something to eat? Now a hungry kid, he gonna make a mayonnaise sandwich, he gonna find a place to play, he gonna call all around to get in the gym, he gonna figure it out. But a kid who wants something to eat, he got a cabinet full of food, he just sitting at home waiting for somebody to cook it. He ain't trying to cook it. So does he practice? Yeah, because you ask him to. Does he work out? Yeah, because you know, like, come on, let's work out. But he ain't hungry. And so when you get to the Division I level, we gotta get guys who are hungry. We don't need guys who just want something to eat. But for a parent has to raise, you're raising 1 or 2 kids. You're either raising a wolf or a sheep. Now, you raise a sheep, you're gonna have to protect them all the time. And that's what's happening to parents. They wanna protect their kids all the time, because that's a sheep. You always gotta protect the sheep. You can't never leave a sheep alone. That's what it is. But the wolves will find other wolves to find somewhere to eat. And they have to realize that. Because struggle builds character. They're trying to take away the struggle and there's no character being built.
It is men that marry women, right? And once a man takes a woman as wife, what does he do? He takes on the responsibility to be a provider and protector to that woman and the children she is going to bear for him. That means that man has to be built up to be able to play that role, not just once, but on a continuous basis till the end of their lives. Because the assumption is that they will live together till death do them part, right? So we expect that man to be competent, play that role. Where will he develop the competence? Because we're saying competent to play that role, no matter the circumstances, whether there's disappointment, delay, setback, pain, suffering, struggle, loss, rejection, heartbreak, whatever it is that may happen to him, he will still be able to play that role competently. It means he needs preparation. So the boy that you have in your home today, who is your son, needs to be prepared for those experiences, because he's going to encounter them countless times in his lifetime. In this case, what we're seeing in this statement that's on your screen is an opportunity being given to you who has read it to tell your child or the male loved one you have in your life, young or not so young, that embracing adversity in any form it might present itself is going to be something that will be beneficial to him in the long run, because adversity builds you up. As Jim Rohn said, adversity forces the human spirit to grow. Okay, it makes you stronger, it makes you tougher, it makes you more resilient, it makes you even to gain more clarity about life. And I'm speaking to you as one that has emerged from adversity countless times to achieve higher levels of success. And I'm telling you that my accomplishments in life today are the result of my ability to overcome all the visitation of adversity I've had. There are several dimensions of a human being. There's the physical dimension, emotional, psychological, spiritual, intellectual, and all these dimensions are going to be tested as you go through life. Okay, there are going to be different times in your life when you're going to have experiences in which you'll be challenged on the different dimensions of your life, and your ability to deal with those challenges and overcome them is what will determine whether or not you'll be able to function as a competent man.
Stress is mine, happiness is yours. Pain is mine, joy is yours. But you are mine. I suffer, and you get the good side of my suffering, but you're mine. And another thing I also preach, and this is another thing that's very important, I also think as a man, because life as a man is pain and suffering, and when I say that, because you're never going to be a good man or good at being a man without pain and suffering. You're going to have to go through a bunch of shit and have a terrible life to become a good man. I think you should embrace that and accept it. And I think that the correct mental model for men to have is a degree of stoicism and not to be too concerned with even how they feel. If I woke up today happy, I would have done this interview with you. If I woke up today sad, I would have done this interview with you. What's the difference? Why put so much importance on my emotion if certain things must be done? I must work, I must train, I must see Tucker Carlson, I must resist the Matrix. I've got things to do. Yes. So when men say, I feel sad, who cares? The world doesn't care. All the men who are out here to destroy you and take your girl don't care. So why do you care? Like the person who should care least is you. You're the only person who wakes up every day who should have a genuine vested interest in improving your life. Nobody else wakes up and wants to improve your life, only you.
And like I said before, one of the ways society looks at you is how you're able to provide for and protect your family. So this ability to deal with adversity is what equips you to do that. But if you don't allow yourself to have those experiences, it means you arrive adulthood without having that ability. So a parent who wants his child to be successful, a parent who wants her male child to be successful, must encourage that child to embrace adversity and to see adversity as a good thing, not to see it as something that they will say, I reject, it's not my portion, and things like that. They have to understand that that is a necessary preparation for masculine achievement, for masculine competence. If you want to be a competent man, if you want to achieve competent manhood, you need to embrace the experience of pain, suffering, delay, rejection, disappointment, disrespect, risk, heartbreaks, all those things. You must be able to deal with all forms of negativity that will be thrown at you by life. Life does not discriminate. Life does not play around. Life will throw you curveballs day in, day out. You must be able to withstand all of them as a man. The same is not required of females. It is men that are required to be like this. That's why the boy must go through these things in order to become a full man. All right, so what I've said in this recording is based on my own personal experiences, and I'm telling you, without those experiences of negativity that I've had, I will not be the person I am today. Okay, I am the relentless force of nature that I am today because of those bad experiences I had repeatedly over the last 2 decades of my life. I overcame all of them to become the man I am today. Without those bad experiences, I will not be the man I am today. I will not be half the man I am today. And I'm telling you, anybody that avoids the kinds of negative experiences that are described in this quote that's on your screen, anybody that avoids them will never be a complete version of the man he should be. He will never be the complete man he can be, that he has the potential to be. He will never be the complete man he can be. And therefore, he will not be able to serve those he loves as best as he should. So what I'm saying is that what is required of boys is not required of girls. The reason is this: girls are naturally going to grow up to become women. When they become women, they are not going to be required by society to go and find somebody to provide and protect, to provide for and protect. Instead, they are actually going to find male persons who are interested in wifing them up and who will then provide for them. This is the reason why the level of preparation a boy needs to go through to become a man, another adult version of himself, is not the same as what a female needs to go through. That's the reason why the pressure is on the men, the responsibility is on the boy, who becomes a man. And that's why this quote on your screen is important for young boys to understand. The requirement is not the same for girls, and the reason is obvious. That's the way biology dictates it. Society also acknowledges it. And so if you are born a boy, or if you have a son, this is the truth that you have to embrace. Now, to address the issue of why is it all negative, why is there nothing positive in it, the idea is this: it is the negative experiences that challenge. They are the ones that cause unpleasantness. It is the ability to deal with the unpleasantness that leads to growth, forces the spirit to grow. If things are pleasurable, what happens? The human mind, the human spirit is relaxed. It's not a test. What's so difficult to deal with when things are good? It's when things are not going well that you are tested. You understand? So that's the reason why, for a boy to become a man, because becoming a man, manhood itself is riddled with difficulty. So for a boy to graduate to manhood, he needs to be exposed to difficulty on a consistent basis in as many dimensions of his life as possible. Because if he's experiencing positive and pleasurable things, those will not prepare him. It's the hardships, the difficulties, the negativity, the unpleasant things that are going to test his mettle and help him to now fight to become able to survive. You understand? And that's the reason why these things are seemingly all negative that are required for him to become a man. Those are the things that are necessary to build him up. All right? And if you do it right as a parent, your child will arrive into adulthood with the mindset that you enable him to deal with those experiences when they come, and not to feel that he should become a crybaby or consider himself a victim that has been unnecessarily targeted, and definitely not somebody who will start shouting that village people are throwing arrows at him and things like that. He will just understand that it's a necessary next step in his evolution. Indeed, that those experiences are like stepping stones to achieve a higher level of success as a man, and he will embrace them and manifest success at the end of the day. Okay, so that was just me sharing my own personal experience and perspective on this subject. If you are a parent to any young person, or indeed if you are even a friend to any person that is of the male gender, make sure that you help that person to see the truth that this message conveys, so that he can embrace it as early as possible in life and become the man that he has the capability to become. I wish you well.
I refuse to break. I refuse to cry. I refuse to be depressed about it. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to smile regardless. I think that as a man, there's always going to be a degree of pain and suffering in your journey. I don't think you're ever going to become a successful man or be good at being a man without pain and suffering. All of the pain and all the suffering I've ever gone through in my life ended up building me into the person I am, and I'm proud of who I am.